I believe in those values of uniqueness, of charisma, of classical, eternal perfume that stands out and it's elegant by itself and is different and it smells unique and enhances your personal charisma and makes you in a good mood and projects you, makes you dream. This is what I'm creating from scratch, and I'll be happy to share this with you. But I have a very strong memories about that time. And I remember it was a scarcity time, so it was very difficult to find things in the shops. The shops were empty, and it was a scarcity, and there was a regime, and everything was forbidden, and all the goods from foreign Western countries were forbidden. And there were one manufacturer of fragrance in Bulgaria, and there are only two fragrances on the market, and one was smelling like hyacinthus flower, and the other one was smelling like green apple. So everyone in the country was smelling mostly like green apple or hyacinthus. As a kid, I really hated those two fragrances, and I said, I don't want, everywhere I go, everybody smells like that. And I was like probably 6, 7 years old when I thought, I don't want to smell like everybody else in this country. And I have a cousin, and her grandmother, which is also my grandmother, she was a nurse in Libya that time. So she had access to traveling, and she was going abroad and coming back from time to time. And she was bringing these amazingly good looking magazines with Western goods inside, and probably some kind of, I don't know, it was Vogue or I don't remember exactly, but I remember my first time when I discovered a Western fragrance. So I visit my cousin after her grandmother came back from Libya, and she showed me these magazines, fashion magazines. And when we are opening the pages, we saw this one of the pages it was folded, so you can unfold it, was also glued, so you can unglue it, and it was an advertisement of a eternity from Calvin Klein. So you unfold and you smell the real scent of the perfumes, and this is how I discovered for the first time uh, a real perfume back on the time, and I still remember this day because for me it was like absolutely wow. And every day, every time I remember this, I get a bit emotional. And this is how my love started for the perfumes. And I said, oh wow, different perfumes exist in this world. They're not only green apple and they're not only hyacinthus. And those one that I smelled was also created by Sophia Grossman. It was Eternity of Calvin Klein. And I was absolutely blown away of the smell. It was something incredibly elegant and sophisticated and modern and unseen for me, for my nose on the time. And I said, this is what I thought, wow, I want to smell like this. I want to smell elegant, and I want to smell different than the others. And I want to smell like modern and hype and vibe and all these smells that don't exist in my country. I want to smell like that. And this is how I actually get interested in perfumes, in creating my own perfumes. And I remember my dad also, he was working in one of very special shops placed on the strategic places where the foreigners are passing by their cars, so international highways. And in these shops, only foreign people, foreigners can shop with dollars. it was forbidden for the rest of the Bulgarian population. And so in these shops you can also find foreign goods. So my dad, because he was working there, sometimes he was buying a perfume from there for himself and he was wearing it. And this for me was another wow factor, one of the most amazing smelling factor. And this was a humongous trend during the communism time in Bulgaria. And this was Bourgeois Masculine, was the name of the fragrance, I still remember. The green one. And it was smelling like fougere with a bit of patchouli. And it was absolutely gorgeous. And for my surprise, because it was so inaccessible, at that time it was for us was very expensive and nobody can buy it, only people who know somebody or they have dollars. And I remember when after I traveled, I went in Paris to study and I discovered this perfume in a supermarket. And I was like, but this is nothing to be like luxurious. It's sold in the supermarket and the price is 14 euros. And it's very far of being luxurious brand that I thought as a kid because it was so inaccessible and so difficult to find. It was smelling incredible. And was just on the, where all the medical stuff and perfumes were selling. So it was just there sitting in 14 euros and no one was buying it. So now I am in the process of creating my own perfume brands, and I want to combine all these elements that I do believe in the values of, and I do believe people still miss them because now it's plenty of accessible and not accessible perfumes. You have department store, mainstream, you have designers, hotels, everybody is making perfumes. And still there is a niche for one great, amazing smelling perfume brand. And this is what I want to create with my perfumes. I see a lot of reviews on internet, on YouTube, on Instagram, and people who collect perfumes and they make review and they test them. And they have more than 200, 500 perfumes. And the common thing, all of these influencers, they say one thing that is common. They say that among all these 200, 300 perfumes, they use not more than 5. So this speaks a lot by itself. It speaks that those 5 perfumes that they use, those are eternal, classical, unique, unforgettable smells with diffusion and longevity. And this is what I want to create. And I want to create something that is accessible, but not accessible, not for everyone. Something that is very personal and limited because I don't want to make perfumes for everybody to smell like each other. I want to make perfumes that are tailored to a specific person, to you, to me, to somebody who has a good taste and somebody who wants to smell unique and somebody who wants to smell different than the other and being luxurious and being transported to another universe. And everywhere he passes, and people to turn heads and to ask him, what are you wearing as a perfume? This is my dream, and this is what I'm creating exactly right now in the middle of the process of making my own perfume brands. And I created 4 formulas that I'm gonna launch very soon, exactly for this kind of people who wants to be unique, who wants to be different, who wants to be out of the trends, who wants to create the trend, because I don't follow trends, I create trends. Do you think Chanel number 5 is a trend, follow trends. No, it's a trend by itself. And this is my goal. I'm creating trends by myself. And I'm gonna make limited annual editions because I want the annual editions to be limited. I don't want to make mass media stuff. Because I want to protect my customers. That's why I'm gonna put limited annual editions, because I don't want this to become a massive. And I want them to last. I make them to last longer, 6 to 8 hours. I make them with great diffusion. Some of them more delicate, and some of them are really diffusive. And I made them for young people because nobody makes perfumes for young people or people with young hearts, for young hearts at any age, because I'm not ageist. And this is my brand. I do everything by myself. I created perfumes. I'm a self-taught perfumer. I start learning and searching and reading 4 years ago during the COVID. I always have this love, but I start more regularly to do that. And now I created my own perfumes and I'm gonna launch my own brand because I believe in those values of uniqueness, of charisma, of classical, eternal perfume that stands out and it's elegant by itself and is different and it smells unique and enhances your personal charisma and makes you in a good mood and projects you, makes you dream. This is what I'm creating from scratch, and I'll be happy to share this with you. I want to present you and guide you through the process of launching your own perfume brand, starting with the concept, because it's a long process and it's a difficult one. So thank you for staying with me, guys, to being part of my journey. My name is Julian Angelov, and I'm gonna tell you in details how I start making my brand. Right now, I am in the part of searching for manufacturer to produce my 4 formulas. The process is difficult and it's costly, it's not cheap, and I had to take a loan from my partner, which is fine. But it's not cheap. And if you believe in something, nobody can stop you. And if you believe in your dream, the universe just conspires and make things happen even more easily. And I'm gonna tell you since the beginning how I made everything, because I created also the concept behind, which is more important of anything else. So stay tuned for my other videos. I'm gonna give you all the updates of creating the fragrance, writing the formula, finding suppliers, creating the brand, creating your image, creating your concept behind, searching for perfume bottles, searching for labels, searching for perfume boxes, searching for accessories for the perfumes, and making online website for your perfume to be found, creating everything from scratch and launching it. And I'm happy I'm not going to be alone, because there are many thousands of people there who love perfumes and they need to know how is everything made, and also they need to discover that in these days not everything is commercial. And I do still believe, as a small independent perfume creator, I believe I have a chance, and I believe everybody is gonna like whatever I do as a fragrance because I am from the part of a consumer creator. So if I like it, you're gonna like it for sure. So stay tuned and give it time. Kisses for me. I'm gonna make soon very detailed videos of all the process, what it takes to create your own perfume brand. Ciao.